Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for the 11/11 portal, which is happening today, and it's 11/11 right now, Mountain Standard Time. And we are going to do, this is a live reading on Instagram. The recording of this reading will be available on YouTube. After we are all done, we're going to run through, hi Andrew, hi Lynn, hi Kathy. We're going to run through all of the zodiac signs one by one, starting with Capricorn, to get your messages for you for this very powerful portal that we are stepping into for the next year, until next November 11, 2022. Now, this portal is bringing in a lot of energy to help us awaken. It's an awakening portal, 11/11. It's time for rebirth, time for a new beginning, time to be guided towards our path in a more specific manner. I feel like things are ramping up for all the signs. So I really wanted to do a special reading for the 11/11 portal, and these messages will carry you through until next November. They will guide. They will be guiding messages. We're going to start with Capricorn, and we're going to start with the life purpose card. So we're going to take it through the 5 decks I have ready for you. So let's get started here for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions. What is the spiritual path, life purpose for Capricorn? Thank you. Okay, energy healing. I know this is going to be backwards for you, but I'll read the card. It says your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. Okay, Capricorn. So there's some guidance there from Spirit about what path you might want to consider taking over the next year. You might want to consider doing some energy healing, maybe studying energy healing. Very interesting for Capricorn. Okay, let's keep going. Now, what are the guiding messages that Capricorn needs to hear most as they move through the energy of this portal that's being created? Lots of activating energies. I think lots of transformative energy. Activating, transformative. Okay, Capricorn, sanctuary. There's your card. I'll read it for you again. Sorry, it's backwards. Go inward. Allow yourself to slow down. Practice being instead of doing. Take time to rest and refill. You are safe. So for my Capricorns, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Spirit is guiding you towards energy healing and sanctuary. Interesting. Okay. Now, what will be the supporting energies or the supporting frequencies that Capricorn tapping into will find support as they go through this transformation? Okay, Capricorn, frequency of universal love, number 44. Very auspicious number. Also an angel number telling you not to worry, that all is well, all will be taken care of as you move through this big transformation. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, our planet, and to the whole existence itself. Wow. Okay, Capricorn. So it looks like through, by going inwards through this sanctuary, I think you're going to discover this frequency of love to help you carry through. And you might want to start exploring options around energy healing, maybe studying Reiki, maybe receiving some Reiki, or other forms of energy healing. Now, what will be the spirit animal to guide Capricorn throughout their 11/11 portal awakening? Let me shuffle this way. What will be the spirit animal to guide Capricorn as they move through? Oh, you got 2 cards, Capricorn. Let's see. Oh, you got 3. Wow. You got Ant, Spirit, which says time to collaborate. So working well with others here through that frequency of universal love, really feeling the connection and collaboration here. Conscious collaboration for Capricorn. The pig spirit, use your mind wisely. And I feel like this also means use your energy wisely. Where are you going to be investing your energy this year, Capricorn? And with whom? Very interesting. And squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. Absolutely, Capricorn, as you move through this energy. And you also received that number 44 here. And notice here 57 and 47 equals 11. Equals 12, but still this equals 11. So look for those synchronicities to help guide you, Capricorn. Very interesting. Now let's dive into the tarot. We're going to take 3 cards for every sign to create their message. I'm going to shuffle and cut the deck to grab the 3 cards for every sign, and then we'll do a little summary before we move on. Okay, Capricorn, I'm really feeling like Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising is going to be doing some self-healing in addition to learning how to express that healing outwardly to the collective. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Capricorn, let's see what you got here. You got the 9 of Pentacles, the Hermit in reverse, and the 3 of Pentacles. So what that tells me is that you're protected. You're going to be comfortable, and you're a solitary creature, aren't you, Capricorn? You're not terribly reliant on anyone right now, and you don't really feel like being reliant. You like being independent. You may have been reliant on people in the past and have found that you were disappointed, and maybe you created some boundaries, but now I see with this beautiful 9 of Pentacles that you are standing on your own 2 feet, and you are truly connected to your divine connection. Your crown chakra is open. This card is full of purple colors. That always makes me think that this is a time where you are stepping into your own self very confidently and honoring yourself. This card has a lot of Virgo energy to it, as does the Hermit card, which speaks to going into sanctuary. Now you have this in reverse, Capricorn, which tells me that there is a possibility here that you might take that sanctuary and go inward and find that you don't want to come out. So this is in reverse here I feel as a sort of guiding post for you to go inward for reflection and then reemerge to collaborate, as you saw here, with the rest of the collective. Don't go into hiding, Capricorn. You might be tempted to just withdraw completely into isolation here as you try to formulate your path for the year. However, you know, Spirit's guiding you here to take that time in sanctuary, to go in, to slow down, to practice being instead of doing, and to take time to rest and refill so that this connection through universal love can be activated with conscious collaboration. You know, we saw that in Ant Spirit here. It is time for Capricorn to start to collaborate. So don't go into hiding and not come out, Capricorn. You know, we need your energy here. Now, the 3 of Pentacles tells me that you will be building something in the future. You will be building something in the future, and that you may even have things at the initial phase of completion now. You might be doing some energy healing. You might already be sort of focused on that frequency of universal love. And I feel like you're already starting to really believe in yourself, like we saw in the squirrel spirit card. So I feel like Capricorn is already well on their way here. They're moving from a very comfortable place into some self-reflection and into something new here. You are starting something new, my dear Capricorns. This is very beautiful. So your reading, Capricorn, for the porthole 1111 really suggests to me that you're going to be doing some different work. You might be getting interested in energy healing, connecting with other people to collaborate, like-minded people, conscious collaboration, because you are now believing in yourself and you want to put your energy and your mind to use, but wisely. You're not about wasting your time these days, Capricorn. You're really wanting to take it full opportunity of the spirit connection that you hold right now. and that there seems to be some energy around you that may create this sort of isolation, but it's important that you remember you are safe, and that this time in sanctuary is really meant for you to rest and refill, not to hide, not to escape, not to dissociate from others, but rather just to rejuvenate so that you can collaborate more consciously in your interactions moving forward. I feel into some energy healing here, and that I feel like you might already be doing something in those areas. Okay, Capricorn, thank you so much for joining me for that part of this reading for Capricorn. Beautiful messages. Now, let's shuffle and start again for Aquarius. Sun, moon, and rising for Aquarius. What will be the life path, spiritual purpose that Aquarius is feeling drawn to from this portal's energy? For Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. Oh, okay, a couple of them felt a little like they were going to fly. Let's try that again. For Aquarius. Oh, there we go. We got 2. Oh, 3. Aquarius is going to be busy. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see. Justice, writing, and school. Interesting. Perhaps some Aquarius is looking at going back to school, getting back into a learning environment, and perhaps doing some writing that will further sort of the idea of fairness and protection of others. Maybe you're going to law school, Aquarius. Very interesting. Let's read these carefully. School. It says the answers you are seeking involve going to school. Okay, Aquarius, some further education in something may be speaking to you already. You may already be sort of thinking about the idea of bringing fairness and protection to others who need help. You know, so people who are experiencing a lack of justice. Very interesting. Maybe, you know, those 2 cards together definitely say to me that perhaps there's something in the law field, maybe in law enforcement, the study of the law. Writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. Interesting. Perhaps you are going to go back to school to study journalism. Perhaps you are interested in learning how to write in order to inspire. Very interesting, but with the lens here of justice. Very interesting. Aquarius is seeking justice for others, maybe needing some schooling, maybe I'm feeling journalism. I'm feeling that journalism vibe. I'm feeling law school. Interesting. Aquarius is seeking justice for others, perhaps some advocacy work. Let's see here. This is Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising for the November 11 portal. Let's see what will be the guiding messages here for Aquarius. Perfection. Reclaim your innocence. You are a child of the universe. Remember your spiritual essence. See the divinity in all beings. Interesting. And the image on this card, you know, maybe it is advocacy work. Perhaps the justice you are seeking is for children. Perhaps you will be doing some journalism or some advocacy work for children, and you are being called to this perhaps so that you can reclaim your innocence and remember that you are a child of the universe. Very interesting. Hi, Karen. Very, very interesting. Remembering your spiritual essence and seeing the divinity in all things. So perhaps you are being called to go back to school to study something, you know, and it might not be like a 4-year program. Perhaps it's a course that you're thinking of taking, a writing course, a creative writing course, maybe a technical writing course. If you're interested in justice, perhaps looking at writing policy, perhaps looking at, very interesting here. I'm feeling that Aquarius is needing further information in order to sort of fulfill what their spirit is calling them to. This portal may be getting you thinking about some further education. Now, what frequency will support Aquarius? Magic. Beautiful. The frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow, expand beyond this moment, to move forward towards possibility and expression that are so grand and profound as much as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. Beautiful message here for you, Aquarius. Maybe you don't think it's possible. Maybe you are doubting that this is something that you will be able to do. You're doubting your capabilities. And you're sort of being called back to the idea of believing in manifestation again and believing in yourself again. Interesting. Now, what spirit animal is going to come in here for Aquarius as they move through this year of, looks like, getting more information on matters involving justice for children or underprivileged peoples, vulnerable populations. I'm feeling vulnerable populations are going to need you, Aquarius. Turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. Yes. So looking at things through the lens of opportunity rather than lack. Aquarius is going to be looking at things through the lens of opportunity rather than feeling that things are not moving with ease and grace. You are being called to sort of have that gratitude attitude in mind as you pursue this path and to release the idea of perfection. Perhaps the idea of perfection is why you feel you might be lacking some belief in yourself, Aquarius. Okay, let's see here, Aquarius. I know one Aquarius that's a writer. Wonder if she's listening. That's interesting. Okay, now let's pull 3 tarot cards. I'm going to shuffle and cut the deck and see what 3 messages we have here for Aquarius. Oh, wow. And all in reverse. Aquarius, yeah, you are definitely feeling the pathway of this guidance, but through challenge. So you are beginning a new emotional pathway here with this Page of Cups in reverse. And you're feeling resistant, perhaps. Perhaps you're feeling, again, like you need more information before you can begin this. This is an emerging messenger card. The pages always bring a message. So this is a message of transformation, self-sacrifice being assessed here, bringing things into balance for a new beginning. Some new emotional level of transformation is taking place, but you may be resisting it slightly, which is why you're getting that message of gratitude and grace so that you can sort of flow into this emotional transformation more easily. Now I see the Emperor card come up also in reverse, which says to me that as you move into this transformation, you are sort of concerned about perfection. You want to lead this path perfectly. And I feel like that's why it's creating a challenge for you with this Emperor here in reverse is that you're not allowing a lot of room maybe for magic, right? Like you got the magic card, you got to allow room for this. I think you're trying to draw the lines in too permanently. We need to be flexible. We don't know where this is going to lead to yet. You are still at the place where you're trying to gather more information about how you can serve these vulnerable populations more, maybe children, something to do with writing. Very interesting. And this King of Swords in reverse, well, this represents you, my darling Aquarius, and you're in reverse. So what that says to me is that you're completely transforming. You're flipping upside down. You're changing how you shift mentally to situations. You're changing your strategy. The King of Swords is very strategic, very intelligent, very able to shift as needed to adapt to any situation. Sometimes needs to go into solitude to prepare or accept, but always able to shift. Now, this card's in reverse for you, which tells me that mentally this is starting over. You are starting over from a blank slate here. And it's bringing on the emotions, and it's creating a lot of sort of patterns of behaviors where you're trying to draw the lines in perfectly before you proceed. Sort of that idea of you know, I'm not going to do it because I'm not ready. When I'm ready, I'll go back to school and study journalism. When I'm ready, I'll be, you know, look at studying law or advocacy or policy writing or social justice. Something like that is on your mind. Or maybe you just want to write a novel that has to do with those themes. But you're like, I'm not ready. I still have to take that course and I still want to talk to so-and-so. And it's almost like start before you're ready, Aquarius. Spirit believes you're ready. You know, and to have sort of releasing this idea of perfection and seeing the divinity in all things. And I can't help but feel that you're going to somehow be serving children or vulnerable population, children, social justice, advocacy, policy. Very interesting themes here for you, Aquarius. Okay, thank you for joining me for that reading for Aquarius. Let's reshuffle and start again for Pisces to see what messages we have for Pisces as they are experiencing the 11/11 portal happening right now until next November. Okay, Pisces, what is the spiritual path, life purpose? What is moving Pisces? Oh my goodness, too many. Let's do that again. Pisces is inspired. Let's see. Okay, Pisces, what's going on here? What is Pisces being called to do? What is on Pisces' mind? Ooh, that fell on the floor. Let me grab that. Crystals. Okay, Pisces. Your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. Interesting. So you might be sort of along the same lines as Capricorn, who received energy healing, but yours is more specific. Hi, Sanka. Yours is more specific to crystals, working with crystals, working with Mother Earth, working with the consciousness within crystals to create a healing energy. Very interesting. Okay, so what will be the most guiding messages here for Pisces as they start to explore crystal work? Certainly a powerful practice, working with crystals, creating crystal grids, energy healing with crystals, meditation with crystals, clearing energy, creating a force in your home, potentially inviting crystals into your home, inviting crystals into your workplace, into meditation. Okay, so for Pisces, what will be the guiding messages here? Fierce love. Oh, I love this card. There's the image. Vulnerability is a strength. Establish healthy boundaries. Love regardless of reciprocity. Have integrity in all interactions. Everyone is doing their best with the tools they have. Transmute fear into love. So perhaps you need to get some crystals that will serve the heart chakra. Perhaps you need some green crystals. Perhaps you need some rose quartz. There might be some work that needs to be done around that heart chakra. Hi, Darcia. Just saying hi to people as they join us here. So this fierce love card. So your path forward here, Pisces, is going to involve some of the principles of this card are vulnerability, the idea of transmuting any fear into love, and offering love without the expectation of receiving it back, right? Just offering love because we are all connected. And that, being vulnerable is a strength here, but we do need to have healthy boundaries because, everyone comes to every situation as much as they have evolved personally, right? As much as their consciousness has expanded in their own world. So keeping that in mind when you're interacting with others in the external world is going to be important. I always try and just picture that it's me. I'm talking to another version of myself, and it doesn't make sense to be too hard on yourself. Hi, Teresa. I just read for Aquarius. You're going to have to see it on YouTube. It was all about writing, Teresa. So you're going to have to check it out. Communication. Now, Pisces, communication is the frequency that will serve you the most. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outcoming, through the heart. Yes, this is all about your heart, Pisces. The center of your truth. Stay in the flow of source and the balanced exchange of communication. Interesting. You got the fierce love card and you got the crystals card. And now we're seeing the frequency of communication come in, which is telling you to run everything through your heart, which suggests that, you know, everything is love, right? Everything has to go through, that frequency of love. Let me just turn off. I guess I forgot to turn my phone off. 1 second. There we go. Don't want any disruptions. So, yeah, very interesting. Your heart chakra is going to feature highly for you this through this portal's energy for the year, Pisces. It's time to work on the heart chakra, and I think you're being invited to include crystal healing as a part of that. Perhaps there are some old wounds with respect to offering love, and you feeling like it has to be reciprocal, or, you know, an eye for an eye sort of attitude, instead of an attitude of, you know, nothing in the external world is going to change my loving heart. I feel like that's an important message for you, Pisces. Now, let's see. What is the animal spirit that is going to support you this year? Thank you. Stag spirit. Take the lead. You are being invited to take the lead here, Pisces. I feel like you're going to do this healing here for yourself so that you can set an example. So that you can set an example for others to also lead with their heart. You know what I mean? It's very, very interesting. It seems like you're going to set the example for others by taking the lead, by having this fierce love. Okay, I know the messages are backwards, but by displaying these characteristics and aspects of yourself, you are going to lead others. And then we see this communication card, which is no surprise, because by taking the lead, I feel like you're going to be communicating this healing to others and perhaps influencing their path. It's very interesting. You know, this crystal card that came up for you, your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. You know, this is something that is going to be highly, highly impactful for you. I think you need to go get some crystals, Pisces, and work on that heart chakra. Maybe receive a Reiki treatment. If you live in Edmonton, I'm happy to offer that to you, or a distant Reiki treatment so that we can see what's happening around your heart chakra. Wow. Love. The lens of love. You know, if you were buying glasses, your prescription this year is going to be love. You need to look at everything with love. 3 cards for Pisces, please. Oh, all in reverse again, just like Aquarius. Okay, so Pisces, you are leveling up. You're going through a struggle right now. You might feel like things can't move the way they are anymore. This card always makes me think of, it's like, I can't keep doing this anymore. You know, when you wake up sometimes and you're just like, I can't keep living my life this way. I have to change something. Something has to shift. This is that card for me. This is the card of saying, no more. No more. So perhaps this message of love is coming from a place where you're saying, you know, I'm done. I'm done looking at the world without love. You know, and it's a challenge. It's coming to you as a challenge. Something is wanting to shift here, and you're leveling up. You must sort of face this challenge before you move forward. And I feel like you're getting the messages of love here, because this transmute fear into love. Yeah, there's something that needs to shift. Something needs to shift here for you, Pisces, and it's going to change you. It's going to change you big time. Okay. Hi, Nikki. So Pisces, I mean, you're a little resistant of it, though. You know, it's almost like I feel like Pisces doesn't want to jump before they see the step. And I say that because here's the Fool in reverse. So it's kind of like you're resisting the transformation because you're like, you want me to do what? You want me to go ahead and step off that mountain even though I don't see a path? And I'm standing next to you going, yeah, the path will appear. Just go. And you're like, I don't think so. So it's interesting. It's interesting. You're leveling up and you're resisting that. You're transforming, but you're sort of resisting that too. And you don't want to take a leap of faith. And I think that's why you're getting this message here of vulnerability is a strength, and that you need to transmute that fear into love. Because, you know, I feel like Pisces maybe got burned. Maybe Pisces got burned the last time they did this. And so it's sort of like, do it again. You know what I mean? Like, try it again. Be vulnerable again. Take a leap of faith again. Allow yourself to become a new version of yourself. You're leveling up. You feel it. You know something needs to shift here, Pisces. When I look at all of this energy together, I really think that Pisces is going to be healing the self through love, and then communicating that healing and taking a lead maybe to influence and attract others into the same healing that they found so powerful. And to have integrity in those interactions, I think, is going to be a major theme here for Pisces, because I think Pisces may have been, I don't know, taken advantage of. Something made Pisces feel vulnerable, and that vulnerability shut them down. They clammed right up after that experience happened. And you're being invited to open again. Open. And going through that heart chakra really makes me feel like something happened to put Pisces off of love, to put Pisces off of other people. Incoming, outgoing, no thank you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's all going to change for you this year, Pisces, but that you're maybe a little bit in resistance to it, but that some clearing with crystals around the heart chakra could be very assistive to you. Okay, thank you, Pisces. Thank you for those messages for Pisces. Now, let's shuffle up again and see what messages we have for Aries. Okay, Aries. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Ooh, that card flew out all by itself. I think we'll leave it there because it kind of wanted to come out. Aries, let's see. What is the life purpose, the spiritual path? What does it involve for Aries? Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Thank you. Anything else? One more. Okay. All right, Aries, let's see. Here's the card that flipped out, Flowers. This card always reminds me of connecting back to Mother Earth. It says, working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. Very interesting. So this card always makes me feel of a connection, a very strong connection to nature. Very strong connection to nature. Organizing your energy around nature. Aries, very interesting. And then the other two cards that came out were children and teaching. So, I mean, I think teaching children about flowers, maybe. Teaching children about Mother Earth. Teaching children about how to respect and honor Mother Earth. The teaching card says you inspire young people to learn. The children card says your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. Flowers. So that makes me think that Aries is going to be doing something this year involving guiding, healing, and teaching children about Mother Earth and how to honor and respect her in the future as we move forward. And I think that's going to be a powerful theme for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Very interesting. What are the guiding messages that Aries needs to hear most during this portal activation of 1111? What is the most important message here for Aries? Oh, fertility. Yes, this is all about Mother Earth. Oh, I just got chills. Aries, you're going to be doing something to assist the new generations, in how they are the consciousness of this planet and how we are irrevocably tied to Mother Earth. It's not just our residence. And I feel like you're going to be teaching that. Fertility. Explore creativity, act on inspirations, your thoughts become form, manifest with intention, free your imagination. And what a symbol, what a beautiful card. This is the Autumn Sky Oracle deck. She's on Instagram and you can find her deck on Etsy. But isn't this the ultimate symbol of Mother Earth, this fertile, beautiful feminine creation image here. So I feel like you must be inspired by Gaia. You must be already. And you must love children already. You love working with children. You love the temperament of children. You love the innocence of children and the imagination of children. You are inspired by the idea of creation. You are inspired by creation, Aries, and that is going to come through for you this year. Now, what will be the supporting frequencies that will help Aries move through their year with ease and grace and allowing that imagination to be free? Free imagination. Don't put a but at the end of any of your sentences, Aries. Just use the word and. Anything you want to do, try it. You know, if something comes up in your imagination, don't write it off as just anything. You know, it's there. You got that inspiration for a reason. And just try it. Just give it a try, right? You never know what could happen. The frequency that will support you most is change. Yeah, things are shifting for you. You are moving into a new path here. It says the frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing ability, or the ever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Exactly. The birth. You're birthing something. You're birthing something. Something is being created. You are going to create something. It's a very fertile time for you. You might want to create a child. As I look at these cards, Aries might be looking at having a baby. And maybe that's what's so fertile about you right now, is that you're really connected to creation because you're creating yourself. You're making humans. You know? Very interesting. Very interesting, but get ready for some change here. You know, the number 12 reduces to 3, which is really, to me, the number of the first initial phase of change, that you're getting in and out messages. You're getting messages internally and outwardly about this inspiration to create something new, and this manifests with intention here in the fertility card. Your thoughts become form. So whatever it is you're thinking, Aries, you know, whatever it is, if it's positive or negative, you're going to see it. So really focus. And as I say that, one of my crystals fell. This is a piece of labradorite. Just fell off its placement. So interesting, you know, very much a stone that illuminates when you seek truth. I love to work with labradorite for that. Okay, let's see. What is the animal spirit card coming in here for Aries? We're going to cut the deck and take one. Wolf. Yeah. Turn knowledge into wisdom. You're working with something powerful here. You're being guided to tap into nature big time. You're really being guided to tap in here. And I feel like you're changing. You're changing. You're taking the knowledge you have and you're looking at it in a way so that you can give it as wisdom to others, to children. I really feel like you're going to be either having children, working with children, teaching children in some capacity about Mother Earth. I feel that very strongly for you, Aries. And it's a very fertile time for you. If you're not interested in children, it's still a very fertile time for you to be inspired and to act out those inspirations. You're highly manifestive right now, so it's important that you sort of keep an eye on that inner dialogue and let the imagination guide you. I saw the 8 of Wands as I was saying that. Let's see, 3 cards, please. Star in reverse, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups. Oh, yeah. Well, I feel like Aries is got to face some truths here. You may have lost a bit of faith in your own dreams with this star in reverse. Hi, Talia. I just dropped the star card as I said hi. So this star card in reverse is, Aquarian energy, and it really makes me feel like you've lost faith in yourself somehow, Aries. You've given up. If you're trying to have a child, maybe you've given up on the dream because it's been a challenge. If you're trying to work with Mother Earth and you're unable to get through to those manifestations, you're unable to sort of access your inspiration, you've given up. You're starting to feel like it's not going to happen. Aries, you've got to accept some emotional hurt from the past here about how you think about yourself and release it. There is an emotional wound here that is keeping you down. It's keeping you down, and it's preventing you from being able to face this truth honestly so that you can move forward into all of this, which is fascinating. And so something has got Aries feeling like they've lost faith in themselves. It's an emotional loss. They're perceiving something as an emotional loss, and they're unable to focus on these 2 cups that are empty here, ready to be filled up with whatever you desire for the future, for today, for now. And I feel like, you know, seeing the Star card tells me that we can work on this. This can change. And maybe that's why you're receiving the change card. Maybe that's why you're receiving the wolf spirit card, is to take this knowledge that you experienced and to turn it into wisdom so that you can sort of move forward with a new truth, a mental truth. And I feel like there's almost something you need to accept before you move forward, something that you need to be okay with before you move forward, something that has been on your mind as something that needs to be new. Something needs to release the old. Exactly. As I look at the card, I see this message here: release the old and birth the new. And so that's where Aries is sitting right now, is trying to release some of this old pain that's holding you back and move forward as you accept the truth and turn it into your wisdom. You know what I mean? Because your imagination is almost held captive right now by this energy. So that needs to shift so that you can free your imagination, Aries. And there seems to be a strong purpose for you to work with children, with respect to Mother Earth, to be very fertile, to maybe look at having, I feel like there must be some Aries out there that are trying to have a child, because it's just so many messages. But if you're not interested in children right now, as having some children, but you feel called to teach children, I feel like you are being given the green light to go ahead with that. But that some truths need to be moved forward on here, some emotional truths that are challenging you to have faith in yourself. Okay, Aries, thank you so much for those messages for Aries. Now, let's move on to Taurus and see, we'll start the shuffling again and see what messages about life purpose and spiritual path. What is the purpose here for Taurus moving forward? Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Ooh, we got 3 cards again. Someone else got a bunch of these. Yeah, the last card. Aries had 3 cards. Okay, so we got healer, leadership, and sensitivity. So we'll start with sensitivity. You are becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly, Taurus. Interesting. Okay, so this card makes me think that you're becoming more sensitive to the outer environment as well as the inner environment. Okay, you might be feeling more sort of not telepathic, empathic. You might be feeling like you're picking up on the emotions of others. You might be feeling like you're receiving sort of information that you don't know where it's coming from, but it's shifting things inside you, and you're becoming more sensitive. So you might need to make changes around the stuff that you take in on a day-to-day basis, like what you watch on TV, the kind of books you read, the kind of music you listen to, the kind of people you hang around with. It's interesting. You're becoming more sensitive, so you might need to make some changes. Now, you also received the healer card here, which says you have the spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. Very interesting. So that says to me that through this sensitivity that you have realized potentially that you have a gift of healing, and that you might want to explore that, and you have the desire to share it with others and to be the leader, to take charge of the situation. There's something Taurus needs to take charge of, because they're becoming very sensitive about their own and external energies, and this desire of healing is coming in here for Taurus. Very, very interesting messages here for Taurus. Let's see what what are the guiding messages that will be most helpful here for Taurus as they move forward in a leadership position as a healer, right? A healer in a leadership position who's very, very sensitive and aware of the surrounding energies and the internal environment. Okay, for Taurus, what will they need to hear most here? Strength. Strength. There's the image. Be steadfast in your heart. There is power in tenderness. Hold space for healing and growth. Be a safe haven for others in need. Yeah. Stand for what you believe in. Be willing to yield and adapt. Stay strong. Now, that to me describes a leader. And that to me describes someone who is a healer as well. And this idea of holding space for the healing and growth. And that others will see you as a safe haven. So you're going to be a very sensitive, healing leader in this next year, which I feel is going to be a very profound year for the human collective here. I feel like we're making strides towards change, you know, and it will be coming this year. And perhaps Taurus, being a Taurus and so dedicated to working hard, you're going to need to be steadfast in your heart. Okay, to keep that heart strong because you're so sensitive, and to stand up for what you believe in, and to hold space for healing. I really feel like Taurus might be, you've received that healer message in 2 cards. I feel like this really does express how strong of a leader you're going to be and how sensitive you're going to be. So you're not only going to be able to lead others towards their healing, but you're going to be very attuned to what your people need from you, what the people that come to you because you're a safe haven, what do they need from you in order to feel protected, in order to feel guided, in order to receive the healing that you have to offer. Now, what will be the frequency that Taurus will need to tap into as they walk through their year? Okay, for Taurus, miracle, 33. Wow. We were getting lots of angel numbers here. 33 really is, to me, the code for things are shifting. Get ready. Things are moving from being sort of surface level to the next phase. You're evolving. You're connecting the dots to create the next phase here. It says, the frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as part of the source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Absolutely. And I think that's how you're going to inspire the people that come to you for healing and that people that come to you for leadership. Because you're so sensitive, you're going to be able to sort of impart the idea that we are part of source, and that there is this idea that being steadfast in your heart will help you believe in anything being possible, and that there is a power in your tenderness. Wow, very interesting. You're going to be you're already stepping into it, you know, Taurus, you're stepping into this leadership position where you're going to be healing people almost in a miraculous way. Wow, very exciting here for Taurus. Let's see what are the spirit animals for Taurus as they go through this leadership, this you know, stepping into being a healer and a leader and being very sensitive to the miracles and to their heart. This is going to be an amazing year for you, Taurus. Okay, let's see what comes out for Taurus. Ooh, that flew right on the floor. Let me grab that. Oh, you got 2. Okay. Nightingale spirit, love is all around. Yes, I can feel that from you. That steadfast love from your heart, that sensitivity which comes from the heart chakra is the one that binds all the others, right? It's in the center. It is almost the center point for all of the chakras to receive their guidance. If the heart chakra is out of balance, you're going to find that the upper and lower chakras are unable to align without that heart chakra being strong. Now, you also received cat spirit. Claim your independence. Yes, you're a leader, Taurus. Remember that. You're a leader. Now, look at that. So interesting, the numbers, synchronicities. We got 13 here and 41, which is very interesting. And you got that 33. You know, I just really think that maybe watching for signs here is going to be important for you. This idea of claiming your independence, I think you're going to have to step outside of being a follower. Not that Tauruses usually are followers, but I feel like you're going to have to claim your independence. You're going to have to step into being a leader. You're going to claim it. You're going to claim it. I don't think anyone's going to hand it to you. You're going to step into it. You're going to embody it. And as you do, love will be your guide. This idea of healing through the power of love, I feel is the message for Taurus. It's going to feel like a miracle. You're going to be reminded that anything is possible in this universe. And then you will, I feel, lead others through that standpoint as well. Now, 3 cards here for Taurus. We got the 10 of Cups, the Empress in reverse, and the 9 of Wands in reverse. So that says to me that Taurus is moving towards their emotional contentment. You are moving towards a state of emotional contentment, but it's also the end of a cycle. It's the 10. So I feel like you're moving into emotional contentment to start the new chapter of being a leader and a healer. And this 9 of Wands in reverse tells me that although the cycles that have gotten you up to now have been sort of tiring, you're looking at self-care. You're looking at self-care. You're looking at how to be strong and steadfast in the heart. You're looking at this idea of being willing to yield and adapt because you know it's necessary for you in order to move forward. Right? So you might be feeling challenged to give yourself that self-care right now. You might be feeling challenged at the idea that you will evolve again, but I feel like you will create something. And there's the Empress in reverse. There's something about your energy. This is the number 3. You've got 3s everywhere here in your reading. It's very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing 3s a lot or 4s. You know, it's interesting. I feel like you're feeling challenged to take the first step, maybe because of this high degree of sensitivity that you have. You may be sensing a lot of this before you see it. And so it's creating sort of this feeling of like, what is it that I'm supposed to create? What is it that I'm doing? What am I claiming? What am I creating? What am I evolving into? And how do I find out? And I feel like it's going to involve the idea of stepping into a new phase of your heart space, and that allowing that tenderness and vulnerability to come in here. And I think that Empress is in reverse because that's not where you sit typically, Taurus. You know, you are maybe feeling like you've been sort of creating structure around your life to protect yourself and to keep others from knowing you. You know what I mean? To keep others from knowing you. And I feel like that's all going to shift for you this year, Taurus. I feel like you're going to let people in and you're going to start to create and you're going to heal people. You're going to help them heal. You're going to be the leader of this big shift in your life and the leader of a lot of shifts for others. You're going to be guiding and healing people as they come to you because they feel safe with you. They're going to feel safe with you, you know, and wow, it's just a very nice place to sit here looking at these cards for you. And this idea that love is all around, I think you're going to start to see the miracles in the everyday and the love in everything. It's really, really nice messages here for you, Taurus, for your 1111 portal. Okay, let's do that all again now for Gemini. For Gemini. Before we start Gemini, I'm just going to have a sip of coffee here. Okay, Gemini. Let's get started here for Gemini. Sun, Moon, and Rising. 1111 portal. What will this bring in for Gemini with respect to their life path, their soul purpose? What is Gemini meant to be up to this year? Gemini is going through a lot of shifts with their vision of what they want. I've been seeing that in their tarot readings on the channel, counseling. You heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathetic ear. Interesting. Okay, Gemini, you might be looking at counseling. For being the counselor, you might counsel others. Now, when I see this counsel card, I also think of law. I also think of lawyers. I think of people who are able to give advice from a place of expertise. So you might not be resonating with the idea of like a counselor in the sense of like, you know, talk therapy or whatever, but maybe you are. But the other thing that does come up to me for this card is someone who's an expert. Someone who's an expert that people will go to for advice and an empathetic ear, right? But this wise advice and kind words is interesting. So I feel like Gemini is going to be in a position of expertise throughout this year where they will be the person that others go to for advice, for guidance, for the first few steps in their path maybe. You will be assisting others in understanding their path, and you will be a good listener, right? You will be a good listener as well. You probably are a good listener. You've probably always been, you've always had that ability to be a good listener and to give good advice to people, wise advice, without telling people what to do, but to get them to see what they need to do for themselves on their own terms. But that does take a very, very active listener. Now, what is the guidance interesting. We got the perfection card again. Someone else got this. Reclaim your innocence. You're a child of the universe. Remember your spiritual essence. See the divinity in all beings. Interesting. So as you see this counseling message, you also get this idea of, I feel like this is with children. Perhaps you will be working with parents. Perhaps you will be working directly with the youth. And I feel like you're going to connect to this role through connecting to the inner child within you, Gemini. The inner child within you. I feel like you're going to be reclaiming the innocence of that inner child and healing that inner child, and then working to sort of promote that with others through your ability to speak and listen. Right? Through your ability to know when to speak and when to listen. And that's certainly a gift that I feel you have here that is being highlighted for the rest of, or the upcoming year starting now. So from November 11th, 2021 to November 11th, 2022. Now, what will be the frequency that Gemini will sort of be supported by if they tap into it? Gemini, what frequency does Gemini sort of need to tap into to receive the support they require? Alchemy, number 8. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability of remembrance of the magic that we hold inside. Each of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. Interesting. So how this relates, I feel, is that you're going to sort of be reminded that it's all about our perceptions and our beliefs about ourselves that create the manifestations in our lives, right? I feel like as you are giving advice and listening to people with your kind listening skills and your kind words, that you're going to be able to not only guide people to remember their spiritual essence, but to see the divinity in all things. And when we remember our spiritual essence and see the divinity in all things, we can manifest like an alchemist, right? We can see that everything is energy and that we're energy too. And so why shouldn't I be able to call in and create and manifest, right? There's this idea here, I think, that you're going to be guiding people towards this concept of miracles, of transmutation, of this ancient knowledge that we all have this potential to access this this core connection, because we all have this core connection, right? It runs through all of us. Now, let's see what the animals, spirit animals for Gemini, as they sort of, I feel like you're going to be sort of evolving into a new version of yourself that is relying on all of these gifts that you've always had, these gifts to listen and these gifts to give wise guidance without telling people what to do, you know? Okay, spirit animal for Gemini, moving forward into this year. Any other cards wanting to come out? Lots of flipping. Okay, that's the one. Bobcat. Life is a mystery. Interesting. Life is a mystery. You know what this makes me think of? When someone says life is a mystery, that is essentially to me saying that anything is possible. Because it's a mystery. If you embrace the unknown, then you embrace all possibilities. And when we embrace the mystery of life, we sort of don't need to know all the information, right? We can embrace the fact that the unknown is a mystery, and that in the unknown, anything is possible. And you've gotten other messages here that speak of this idea of miracles and transmutation and releasing the idea of perfection. Perfection to me is this need to know everything about the future before you step into it, right? Because if it's not perfect, you know. This is very interesting. What other messages can we receive here for Gemini for their upcoming year here? 3 cards, please. Thank you. The Devil in reverse, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Cups. Okay, this is very consistent with the readings I do for the signs on my channel. Gemini, you're bored. You're dissatisfied currently. You're dissatisfied and you're feeling emotionally sort of blah. And you're so blah that you're not even seeing this new cup coming in from the universe to help you shift things up emotionally, okay? Emotionally, you're not feeling great in terms of what you're doing right now. And I think it's because you're needing to start building something new. And you may be denying your own spiritual gifts. You may be sort of dismissing things as they come up because you need to do some work here on improving how you see signs from the universe. I think that your emotional mood is creating a barrier here for you, and you're sort of dismissing things that are coming in from spirit. And so it's interesting. Perhaps you will be the first experiment, if you will, in the sense of this alchemy. Perhaps you're going to transmute your own distraction, dissatisfaction, and emotional sort of boredom. You're going to transmute that, I feel you will, into something new. You're going to transmute that and see the truth that you won't be able to deny to yourself anymore, that you'll see that spiritual essence. Because when I see the Devil in reverse, that says to me that you're sort of denying who you are to yourself. You're denying it to the rest of the world and to yourself. And as a result, you feel bored. It's like I love Jim Carrey's way of explaining depression when he says that it's your avatar's way of saying, I don't want to play this role anymore. And that's sort of how I see the 4 of Cups, is just your spirit is giving you the emotional sensation of boredom because it's done doing what you're doing currently. It needs something different. And then you've got this devil on your shoulder saying, well, I don't know, we might get uncomfortable if we shift things. Maybe we should just deny this to ourselves. But I don't think that's going to take hold for long. I think eventually you're going to sort of allow that shift to happen, and you're going to start working on the first phase of this transformation. And it's going to be I think it's going to be a very new part of your life. It's going to involve you reclaiming your attention, right? This card says reclaim your innocence, but I almost feel like it's like you're going to get mindful about your own intentions, and you're going to start working on a new path. And I think that path is going to involve counseling. It's going to involve maybe children. maybe counseling parents or children, but definitely being the amazing listener that you've always been, and being that person that people come to talk about their frustrations or their perceived problems, because you've always been such a good listener. And I think the Gemini in you resists the idea that life can be a mystery and that's comfortable. I think the Gemini in you wants to know, right? Wants to know what's it going to look like. But this idea that life is a mystery, it's interesting because I think you're really going to be stepping into the truth about yourself. Notice you got the 8 and the 8 in 2 different decks, which says to me that you're changing. And it's going to involve you seeing sort of the truth about your efforts, your talents, your skills, your spiritual essence. You're going to discover that you are a child of the universe. And perhaps you will lead others in discovering that as well. Beautiful reading for you. You will be counseling people. You're a counselor. You could be a counselor as an advocate, as a counselor who sits and listens to people, or you could be a lawyer. You know, you could be giving advice from a legal perspective. Very interesting. Maybe you're a spiritual counselor. Maybe you give people guidance from the lens of spirituality. This is for you to discover, and it can be whatever you desire, right? Because of this energy of the frequency of alchemy, which remembers that, you know, we hold within us the potential to access any sort of knowledge, right? So whatever it is that is feeling like it's resonating or coming up for you, don't dismiss it. Don't dismiss it, Gemini. Okay, thank you so much for those messages for Gemini. Let's put everything back and we will start for Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is the life path, spiritual purpose for Cancer? Shuffle it again. Okay. Let's give it a good shuffle. For Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cancer. What is the life path, spiritual purpose for Cancer as they move through this 1111 portal? Anything else? Okay, 3 cards. Music is upright here. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. Cancer. I know a few Cancers who love music. Oh, and they love books too. You connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. So, music, books. And the final card is time to decide. I love that. Time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's truest desires. You know, Cancer, maybe your truest desires lie in the arts. Maybe your truest desires lie in music and literature. But perhaps you're doing something else right now, Cancer, and your soul wants to go back to sort of being involved with music, being involved with literature. Something about books and music is playing prominently in your life. And it's time to decide. Time to decide if are you gonna go for it? Are you gonna go for it? I think you're being guided to go for it. I think throughout this year you will be guided back to music and literature always. You know, you will be guided back to those elements, those aspects, because they speak to you. They speak to you. And, you know, I can't help but think that maybe you had other lifetimes in the Pleiades. Whenever I see music and literature and the arts, I always think of that Pleiadian energy that is so creative and so inspiring, and so artistic, and inspiring us through that artistic love and that frequency. Now, what is the guidance that will be most helpful for Cancer as they move through their year? What are the words they need to hear most? Eldership. Seek counsel of your elders. The past can inspire the future. Realize your impact in the world. Spend time around trees and water. Respect your earned wisdom. You are a part of nature, not apart from it. Interesting. So you are sort of being called to Mother Earth, your elders, and to be inspired by the past. I feel maybe some historical work. Maybe you're going to be involved in looking at history to do with maybe Mother Earth. I'm really feeling like indigenous history is going to play a powerful role. Hi, Monet, for Cancer. Cancer, you are going to, I feel it. I feel you're going to be, very influenced by the indigenous history. You're going to be looking at indigenous literature, music, and it's something that's been on your mind for a while, and it's time to decide. Are you going for it, or what's happening here? And I feel like this idea of you being a part of nature, not apart from it, is going to be very, very important for Cancer as they move forward. The past can inspire the future. You know what's interesting? I wonder if she's still listening. I have a dear friend who's a Cancer, my sister, and she is, I don't know, this is reminding me of her. Are you listening, Lynn? I don't know if you're still there, but man, this is making me think of you big time. I really feel like connecting to the wisdom of the past is going to be a major theme for Cancer, potentially through historical books and looking at music and literature from the past that has to do with nature. And that immediately makes me think indigenous wisdom, you know. I was just talking to my friend that I was just mentioning, my friend the Cancer, my sister. She and I say to her all the time, we're the only species that pays to live on this planet. We're doing something that, I don't know, we need to go back to our roots. How did the indigenous people live? We need to study that more, and here are the messages coming up, perhaps just for her. We'll see if any other Cancers resonate with that. Very interesting. Okay, let's see. What is the frequency that will guide and support Cancer the most as they move through their year? Consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. So for Cancer, if this is resonating, I feel like you've gotten signs. You've received signs about this through your own interest. You know what I mean? Like just the stuff that you're interested in reading about, watching, learning more about, studying. Those are the things that are really teaching you here to really connect with all the different aspects of the past. There are things in the past that you need wisdom. There's wisdom in the past, and it's calling out to you through a level of consciousness here that is, it's showing up. It's showing up in your day to day. It's like you see signs all over the place that you need to be involved in something that has to do with realizing that the wisdom of our elders and how we can apply that to our life today. And I feel like you're going to be a part of that, Cancer. Wow. Very interesting. I hope my friend is listening to this. Let's see here. Now, what is the spirit animal world saying for Cancer? Let's have a look here. What are the spirit animals wanting to say to Cancer? Coyote spirit. Trust in divine detours. And remember, you did receive this time to decide. Very interesting. And look at that. This animal card is number 16 and the consciousness card is number 17. So that's fascinating as well, getting sort of two different decks and number alignment here. It is time to decide and to trust in that spiritual departures or redirections. They are not rejections. You haven't been dumped. You haven't been fired. You have been redirected to something that is more in line with your spirit path, your life purpose, the reason you are here. Wow. So something could be shifting that you might interpret as a detour, but actually it is divine. It is divine timing, stepping in to guide you back to seeking counsel and wisdom from elders. I mean, look at the card. I can't help but feel that connection to indigenous past wisdom, the past, yeah, spending your time around trees and water. Maybe you're going to be moving. Maybe you're going to be moving closer to nature, further from the city, closer to nature. Maybe you've always felt that sort of connection to nature, this coyote spirit. Maybe you've seen some coyotes when you've been out and about in nature. It's really interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's take 3 cards here to see what other information we have here for Cancer. Okay, Cancer. The first card I want to start with here is this 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. This trust in divine detours sort of reminds me of this 5 of Pentacles in reverse, because when it's upright, it suggests that you're sort of perceiving a lot of loss and setbacks in your life. But when it's in reverse, that says to me that you understand that things aren't a loss unless you perceive them to be, and that things aren't a rejection if you don't perceive them to be that way. If you see it as a divine detour, then you see the opportunity in anything that shifts your life. You see the truth behind the challenge. You see the opportunity in the challenge. And so you don't spend too much time feeling like you have setbacks and loss. You see it as something shifting in your energy. And I think you're the kind of sign that gets excited about these things, because you know it's coming in for a purpose that will change things for the good. Right? And that if you're being directed away from something, that you know there's purpose in that. You understand that. And I think you're consciously going to make a choice to connect that spiritual vision into reality. This Queen of Wands is a very constant force of creative energy that's very sustainable. Her vision is connected, right? This is I always just feel like she is able to work with her will to create, right? She's able to work with that masculine wand in a feminine way. She's able to create that, to take that burning sort of bright burning vital soul fire and use it to remove obstacles in the mental and physical world, and to use that to drive her and embrace life fully in a very constant way. And I feel like you're going to choose that. Now, the Queen of Wands makes me really think of this idea of connecting with the elements in nature also. You know, the Queen of Pentacles more so, but the Queen of Wands is saying to me that by sort of letting your will guide you and consciously choosing to align with that energy, that you will be creating a massive impact here. Big impact, but it's got to be conscious, right? It's coming to you through your consciousness. And I feel like this 2 of Swords is saying, are you going to choose it? And again, it's time to decide, right? Like these messages are very much in line with one another. I feel like Cancer is about to do something very differently. And they're going to be sort of seeking the wisdom of the past through elders and exploring literature and music from the past to see how it can impact the current day and the future days. Yeah? Wow. Very interesting for Cancer. Thank you so much for those messages for Cancer. Now let's reset all the decks and we will read for Leo. We are we're past halfway through our messages here. Let's see what we receive for Leo as they move through their year with this 1111 portal. What is the life purpose? What is the soul path? What are the messages for Leo? We got 2 cards. Thank you. Oops. Okay. For Leo, justice and writing. We've seen both of these messages. I think they both came up for Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken. So writing says you heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. Justice says, your career brings fairness and protection to others who need help. So, writing, justice. That makes me think of journalism. That makes me think of advocacy. That makes me think of policy. And as I'm adjusting the decks, 2 cards flipped over. We'll see if those come up for you. Very interesting. Something in the field of writing, something about justice, bringing fairness and protection to others who need your help. Perhaps supporting vulnerable populations. Perhaps people will come to you if they feel like they've been treated unjustly and that they have no protection. And there's something you will be writing. Maybe you're creating some books. Maybe you're creating some courses. Maybe you're creating some policy around that. Maybe you're in a position where you create policy rules, program rules about things to ensure fairness and justice. Very interesting messages for you, Leo. You're going to be looking at justice for others who need your help, it says. And it's going to be through your talent of writing. Maybe a blog. Maybe, I don't know, some journalism. Interesting. Okay, let's see. What is the guiding message that Leo needs to hear most as they move through their year? Writing about justice. Oh, perfect. Empathy. Look at this. Talk about, this card always makes me think of healing the world. It's one of the messages on the card. So perhaps the vulnerable population that you are serving is Mother Earth. Oh, that makes me almost want to cry. Empathy. It says here, forgive yourself and others, cleanse your body, mind, and environment of toxins. Be in stewardship of the earth. I think you're going to be writing about justice for the planet, potentially. And maybe it's the fairness and protection of Mother Earth that you're going to be working towards, Leo. Be gentle, be patient. The world is healing. Beautiful message here for you. And I just love that imagery. This is the Autumn Sky Oracle deck. Yeah, interesting. So perhaps as you bring fairness and protection to others, you're going to be doing so through the lens of empathy, because it would be difficult not to be empathic or empathetic with people that require your help for fairness and protection. You're going to have to sort of be able to put yourself in their shoes. You're going to have to forgive yourself and maybe the people that were unfair or unjust to those other people. In order to see a change, we need to go into forgiveness mode here, not into sort of resentment and anger. And I think you understand that, which is why Leo, you're being called to be the one to help. Interesting. And it does say career. So this is something that you could be or will be doing for work. Now, let's see what frequency would be most helpful here for Leo to tap into as they move through their year. Okay, Leo. Okay, Leo. Healing. Yeah. There's some healing that has to get done here for you, for the people that will come to you, for Mother Earth. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses, harmonizing everything accordingly. So you may have already sort of been receiving this as a message or a guiding force in your in the things you see around you, information that comes to us through all our senses. So the things that you are interested in, the things that grab your attention, the things right in front of your eyes, the things you hear, the communication, it's all bringing you towards this idea of harmonizing things in order to heal, and that we have an intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness. And I feel like maybe you're going to be offering that healing to those who haven't been treated fairly or need protection, and your gentle, patient empathy will help them heal, which will help others heal. It's like a big domino effect. Hi, it's Al. very interesting. And the number 29 reduces to 11, which is what we're talking about today, is all of this awareness that's coming in the form of awakening. And it's transformative energies through this 1111 portal. The number 29 reduces to 11. So you are in line with the energies here. And things are coming into harmony through your senses. And you are feeling guided to be writing about the topic of justice seems to be on your mind. And how when people are treated unfairly, how that can need healing, right? And forgiveness ultimately. And I love this idea of being in stewardship of the earth. I really feel like this healing could be extended into matters that involve our environment and our planet. Protecting our vulnerable planet that's not just a residence, but a conscious being as well. Now, what is the animal spirit that's coming through here for you, Leo? Turtle spirit, which is so connected to me to the idea of Mother Earth, the turtle. You know, slow and steady wins the race. This says to me that this idea of healing, it's not to be rushed. It is something to sort of go with divine timing here. The world is healing. Be gentle, be patient. Be patient. Slow and steady wins the race. So being patient is going to serve you. And this concept of forgiveness is really, really coming through for me as being very important as well. Turtle spirit makes me think of Mother Earth immediately. The idea of a turtle and its wisdom and how long it's been here, right? Interesting. I really feel like you're going to be involved in the seeking justice for our planet. I know that's a funny way to say it, but I really feel like you're going to be a part of healing Mother Earth. That is going to be part of your gig in the coming year, Leo, and it might be already. 3 cards for Leo. The 6 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the High Priestess. Okay, Queen of Cups in reverse. That says to me, when I look at these 3 cards together, that sometimes you listen to your intuition and sometimes you don't. You're aware of your divine connection, but you don't always listen to it. You're not always participating with what you feel through your senses. And this idea of give and receive is going to be very important for you in the sense that you're going to need to sort of harmonize things. The 6 of Pentacles makes me think of balance. It makes me think of sort of the idea of having forgiven and healed the self so that you can give to others, but that there's only so much you can give before it's self-sacrifice. Notice there's 1 coin and this individual has to decide who's going to get it. There's 2 different hands here. And so it's an idea here that I think Spirit will guide, but you need to sort of allow yourself that cleansing of the body, mind, and environment of toxins. When I see the Queen of Cups in reverse, I always think, uh-oh, who's got the Queen of Cups confused about what's going on? The Queen of Cups is the highest level empath that exists. And if she's upside down, that means she doesn't know if this is her or you. The connection between everything has got her wondering, whose energy is this anyway? You know what I mean? Whenever I see her in reverse, I feel like she's gotten too close to a situation to know if this is her energy or your energy. And the bottom line is we're all connected. And it's the idea that being gentle and patient with the self and sort of taking a step back here. When I see the Queen of Cups in reverse, this slow and steady wins the race is very apt, because if you move too quickly towards this sort of energy, you could get lost, right? You could lose yourself. So it's important to do the healing on the self first. And I feel like you're being guided towards that with the High Priestess and the 6 of Pentacles. You're being guided to sort of get your home in order, get your resources in order, get everything harmonizing so that you're freed up to sort of connect with the divine on this mission. I feel like you are going to be part of, I think, a team here in stewardship of the earth. That you're going to be part of the world healing. Okay, there's a strong emphasis here that you have been receiving messages about this already, about getting yourself in order so that you can be ready when it's time, but to take things slow and steady, because there needs to be sort of like, I feel like, a cleanse that happens here. And then you will be in a position where it won't get confusing. You won't be lost. You'll be able to stay grounded in your emotions as you are grounded in sort of the physical reality of being here. It's almost like, I feel like saying you need emotional and physical grounding before you involve the rest of this outward healing, and that there's no rush. Be patient and gentle with yourself as you move through this, because I think when you're ready, you are going to be a part of this planet healing. Thank you, Leo. We need you. This is amazing. Okay, thank you so much for these messages for Leo. Okay, Virgo is up next. So let's reset the decks and we'll see what messages do we have here for Virgo. Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for Virgo, my last Earth sign today. What will Virgo be guided towards through the energy of this 1111 portal with respect to their life purpose, their soul path? What is going on here for Virgo as they move through their year with the energy of this 1111 portal? Okay, 3 cards. School, options, and books. Interesting. School again. School came up for someone. The answers that you're seeking involve going back to school. So you need some more information on something. You're connected to your life purpose through the involvement of books. So books are important to you, and school. And consider the career possibilities that are open to you, so that it looks like there's options here for you, Virgo. And balance. See the scales there. So you're weighing things out to see, where do I want to go to school? What do I want to study? What are the books that are going to give me the most information possible moving forward for what I am being called towards here? So sort of, examining your options when it comes to the sources of information. I'm sort of feeling like, are you wondering, are you seeking more conventional or unconventional sources of information right now? And that maybe you're weighing out your options with respect to programs that you'd like to take and study, or books that you feel like have been very impactful for you. So you're sort of seeing where, more information, more studying is required, and maybe there's too many options around you right now, Virgo. Maybe there's too many options around you right now, and it's creating this feeling of being overwhelmed by all the options, and you're being guided to sort of focus on literature and schooling for the knowledge that you need. Now, interesting, opening is the card you received here as your messages you need to hear most. Heal old stories, practice loving self-talk, release personal judgment. You are limitless, be authentic. Now, when I see heal old stories and books, I know that might sound like a stretch, but I don't think so. I feel like your connection to your life purpose is through your involvement with books and seeing heal old stories. I feel like books, stories, narrative, practice loving self-talk. What's the story here, Virgo? What are you saying to yourself about your options? What are you saying to yourself about your options? Are you saying that you have options, or are you saying you don't have options? Are you believing that you are limitless, or are you feeling like there are definitely limits? What's happening here, Virgo? This is very interesting. You are being asked to open. Be open to the options. right? Being open to the idea maybe that school is a possibility. Maybe you didn't think it was. Maybe you don't think you'll get in. Maybe you don't think you can afford the tuition. Maybe, I wonder what is the story you're telling yourself here? Are you judging yourself? Are you practicing loving self-talk? Are you being authentic with yourself, or are you creating sort of like band-aid situations over these old stories that need healing? What's happening here? Very interesting messages here for Virgo. What will be the frequency that will assist Virgo the most as they make their way through this year, healing old stories and focusing in on the self? I wonder if you're looking at taking a course or reading more books about self-help, or how can you heal yourself. I wonder if that's what's happening here for some Virgos because of this personal judgment they're holding on to. Let's see, what is the frequency that will serve Virgo the most? Consciousness. Someone else got this. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Yeah. I feel like maybe it's time to open, like we're seeing in this opening card, maybe it's time to open up to the consciousness here. And that, I always use this analogy of looking through the world, looking at the world through a piece of Swiss cheese. And if you're always looking through one hole, you're always going to get the same view, and you're only going to see this much, right? You're always just going to look at, and that's sort of an analogy for our mindset, is that if it's not open, it's kind of narrow, right? Like if it's not open, we can only see that much of the landscape, when really there's a whole picture there. And so this idea of tapping into your consciousness, I feel opens you up. It opens you up so that you can start seeing things in your reality, because it doesn't work in the reverse. You have to have it happen here in the inner world before you see it in the outer world. And sometimes I feel like if it's really meant for you, you'll see signs in the outer world. But again, if you're looking through the world through that tiny little cottage cheese hole, you might miss it. You might not see it. Oh, my cat has just joined us, and she's she's rubbing her face on the tripod of the camera. Sorry about that. Oh, Susie, what are you doing? Anyway. Okay, let's see. What are the spirit animals? Speaking about my cat, what are the spirit animals for Virgo that will be guiding them potentially to see these signs, potentially to be more consciously aware of being open and authentic and healing these old stories? Okay, let's see. What will be the spirit animal for Virgo? Wombat. Be at home, which is another way of saying to me, be authentic. Be yourself. Be at home. Focus at home here. Now, this is very interesting because I think you're going to get signs close to home. You're not going to have to go far to understand how to tap into your authenticity. You're not going to have to go very far. It's all in front of you. I feel like it's just a matter of opening up that lens in the Swiss cheese, right? Like you can't tell what you're looking at when you just look through that hole. You got to look at the whole picture. So at least try and look through multiple holes in the Swiss cheese, right? Don't just look through the one. Try and look at a bunch of different ones. Try as much as you can to even slide that cheese out of the way so that you can see the whole picture, right? And I feel like it's going to be close to home. I feel like the old stories that need healing may involve things that are very familiar to you, and that options are important for you. Opening up the idea of limitless options, and that it might not just be books or school, right? There could be other options that you haven't considered, because in your mind you're like, well, the way I learn, it's either I go to school or I buy books. Well, maybe there's another way. Maybe the other way is by tapping into your consciousness. And then you can learn anything you want because you're intrinsically connected to all the knowledge that exists in the universe, because you're the universe. I I know that's not something that we hear a lot, but you're the universe, I'm the universe. You know, it's the same actor playing all the parts. So it might not just be books or school, okay? You might have other options, and they're coming to you on like through the consciousness, the collective consciousness. Okay. Now, let's jump into the tarot and see. We're going to pull 3 cards here for Virgo and see if we can get more information for our Virgo friends. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy. Okay. So, you are a phoenix rising from the ashes, my dear Virgo. There's your star card. You must heal these old stories. Because, man, when you do, you're just going to go. You're going to go for it. You're going to really be able to express that limitlessness and be authentic, because I feel like you will heal these old stories that are maybe holding you back. The Emperor comes in here to say you're going to be a leader. You're going to make decisive choices about this, and you're going to sort of lead your own way, you know, by releasing personal judgment, by being authentic. And it's a very masculine Aries energy here, and then an Aquarian energy in the star card. So you've got two masculine, powerful energies that are going to come in to sort of make choices about releasing personal judgment, about practicing loving self-talk, about choosing, about these options, right? Like, this masculine energy loves to choose. It's decisive, right? Masculine energy is very decisive. And I feel like you will choose something. You will choose something in regard to this dynamic here. And I feel like it's going to involve the self first. This Knight of Cups in reverse says to me that you're sort of feeling challenged to move into a new dimension of emotion. So again, this in reverse says to me that there are stories that need to be healed on an emotional level. You're carrying some emotional baggage, and it's maybe going to hold you back until it gets healed. But that I feel like any sort of knowledge that you need, it's not just going to come from books or school. That you have lots of options, including the collective consciousness is always something you can tap into for guidance on where you need to be, what you need to be doing, and also this idea of just connecting to your authentic self, I really think is important. Look at that opening up right at the heart level, and we see that King of Cups, which is very emotional, and I really feel like you're going to expand. There's going to be an opening. You're not just going to be looking through that one hole anymore. Wow, thank you for those messages for Virgo. Now, let's move into Libra. Let's see what messages we have for Libra. For my Libra friends watching, let's see. What is the life path, life purpose, soul path for Libra? It's our final air sign of the day. Let's see. For Libra, please. What is the life path, purpose, soul path, purpose for Libra as they move through their year? What will they be called towards? Okay, let's have a look. You got one card. Oracle decks. Interesting. Very interesting. You're very welcome, Nikki. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy you were able to attend. Okay, Oracle cards here for Libra. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. Interesting. So for my Libra friends watching, this may be a sign that either you resonate with readings, or you find messages come through to you through readings, and that maybe you're finding that you're drawn to oracle cards and the messages that they hold for you. Very interesting, Libra. Well, what are the guiding messages? Speaking of oracle cards, this is the Autumn Sky Oracle deck. You can find her on Instagram and the cards on Etsy. Let's see here. Okay, so speaking of oracle cards for Libra, what is the guiding messages from the oracle cards for Libra? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Libra. connection. Break isolation. Seek what brings you vitality. We are all interdependent. Reach out for support. You are not alone. And there's that image of, you can see the butterflies hovering here, talking of transformation, and this grid that connects us all. We are all connected to each other through this grid. So to break isolation through connection and seek what brings you vitality. I just did a pick-a-pile reading for love, and one of the messages was move your body, dance. And this sort of reminds me of that, is this idea of seek what brings you vitality. You're not alone. Reach out for support. We're all connected. Interesting. So connection and oracle cards. So perhaps you are going to be connecting with others by giving readings. Maybe you are wanting to begin providing readings for people through oracle decks, or maybe you are connecting to yourself through the messages that you receive through readings using oracle decks. Maybe you are, if you use the oracle deck card sort of as a metaphor, perhaps you're receiving messages from spirit all the time. Whenever you sort of ask, you get a sign. Because of this connectivity and that we're all interdependent, we are all connected through that collective consciousness that we share. Again, right? It's the same actor playing all the parts. It's so interesting. Okay, let's see. What is the frequency that will serve Libra the most? Miracle. Someone else got miracle. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as part of the source. I just said that. And therefore the belief that anything is possible. Yes, you are connected to everything. So if you're connected to everything, if you yourself are part of the source, then of course you're going to resonate with oracle cards, because that divination tools like oracle cards work because we're all connected. It's only partly me that's doing this, right? It's the connection that we share that allows these messages to resonate for you. It's only partly the reader, right? It's very interesting. So I feel like coming out of your shell and sort of connecting more is going to serve you, Libra, in every way, in any way that brings you vitality, right? In every way and in any way that brings you vitality. Really interesting messages here for Libra. Let's see what the animal world is bringing in for messages through animal spirit. Let's see what will be the messages that come through for you from animal spirit. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. We're going to cut the deck. Okay, let's see. For Libra, thank you. Seahorse, I love it. Watch and wait. Oh, that's powerful. I love that. That is really interesting. Watch and wait. I feel like, yeah, as you begin to shift, oh boy, just you wait. You're going to see some miracles, my friends. You are going to see some miracles. I really feel like as you break this isolation and as you connect to the source of your vitality, you just watch and wait. Things are going to get really, really connected. Things are going to start to feel like miracles. I love that for you, Libra. Wow. Seahorse. Such beautiful creatures, the seahorse. And watery, right? They live in water. You're a water sign. Things are lining up here. I think it's going to be emotional. I think for Libra, or sorry, I said you were a water sign. You're an air sign. I think things are going to get emotional for you. And being that you're an air sign, not a water sign, it might be uncomfortable. But seek what brings you vitality and reach out for support because you're not alone. Reach out for the oracle decks, the oracle cards, or maybe have someone read them for you. Okay, 3 cards for Libra, 9 of Pentacles, or 9 of Wands in reverse, the Hermit, which is number 9 as well, and then the 4 of Swords. Okay, now the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is Libra. So this is you. Okay, this is you in contemplation. This is you in isolation, but isolation in order to gain wisdom. You're trying to reconcile things mentally before you do anything. Now, the idea of sort of breaking isolation, I see that here in the Hermit reversed, is that you're not just using your time alone to reflect, but you're also hiding out. So you could be escaping, you could be distracting yourself, you could be procrastinating. These are the themes that you see when you see the Hermit in reverse, especially with the Four of Swords, which says that, you know, you're exhausted mentally from thinking about something so much so that you're like trying to distract yourself now, and you're sort of hiding out instead of connecting. So you're being asked to connect. This hiding out phase might be coming to a close for you. And this Nine of Wands to me in reverse is saying that self-care is an issue, and that is challenging you. So your tank is empty, Libra. It's time to fill up the tank. No wonder you want to hide, right? Your tank is empty. You have no fuel to keep going right now. And you're being guided to connect. You're being guided to reconnect and to remember that you can reach out for support and that you're not alone. And I think there is a lonely vibe here when I see these two cards together. And the Nine of Wands in reverse makes me think that you're so tired and you're so in need of self-care right now that the idea of seeking what brings you vitality, it's almost like you just want to roll over and take a nap because you're just pooped. And maybe a nap is self-care, you know, maybe you need some time, some more time to reflect alone. But I just feel like connection is where you're going to find your miracles. You can only do so much reflecting. And for you, you sort of have a tendency of hiding out, right? And you got two nines here. And so that tells me you're at the end of a cycle. You're at the end of a cycle. You're going through the material to see, you know, what happened here. You're reflecting on things, and it's creating sort of this idea that it's time to break this isolation now. It's time. And I think maybe you've gotten that message in some readings, or you're feeling drawn to doing some readings or studying more about why do oracle cards work? Like, why does that happen? Is it really the reader, or is it the connection that the whole collective feels? And my opinion is that it's the connection that the whole collective feels, and that's why you can read cards. It's just another form of energy that we all share, that we can tap into. Some of it's expressed through cards. You know, you can talk to people that can, they do energy healing. You can talk to mediums who can understand how to read the energy coming from different dimensions. And it's all because we're all connected to that anyway. And so once we realize that connection and sort of allow it to, we'll accept that it is a part, we are a part of that source. Once we believe in ourselves as a part of source, then you can expect some miracles in your life, right? It's very interesting. Okay, Libra, that's where I'm going to leave it for you. That was very interesting. Oh, fascinating. I love the different messages we're getting for all the signs. And remember to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Because these are general messages, you might have to listen to all three. And if you know your Venus, even better, check that one out too. Now, Scorpio is next. Our last water sign of the day is Scorpio. Let's see, what is the life path, life purpose? What is Scorpio moving towards? Let's see, for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising, 1111 portal. What is Scorpio moving towards? One card. Energy healing. Okay, Scorpio. Your natural energy healing abilities are important, or an important part of your life purpose. So don't discount the idea of energy healing as you move through your year. It could become more of a theme. If you want to study energy healing, there's certainly a plethora of sources. Make sure you're selective about what resonates for you personally, and you know, tapping into your own energy will guide you through that. Okay, energy healing. Now, what will be the messages that Scorpio needs to hear most? Wow, a lot of people get this card this time. Perfection. It's come up many times. You've seen me shuffle. Perfection. Reclaim your innocence. You're a child of the universe. Remember your spiritual essence. See the divinity in all beings. And I think that that's an important sort of message for any energy healers, is that it's important to remember that we are children of the universe, all of us, and that we all share this spiritual essence. We're just different expressions of it. We all express the same essence uniquely, but it's the same essence. There's, and to see the divinity in all beings. And I think that that's an important thing for an energy healer to keep in mind, especially if it's going to be a new experience for you. If you're jumping into energy healing this year and you haven't even thought about it up until now, I feel like the first thing to consider is the connection you share, and that we're not separate, and that the illusion of separation is present only because of the sort of the life we take shape here on earth. We each have our own physical body, and so we believe that by having our individual physical bodies we must be separate. But the essence of each of those physical bodies is exactly the same. The source is the same. The expression of the source can be whatever you want, because we live in a world of infinite possibilities. So you can express the essence however you wish. You can express it by being kind or being unkind. You can express it by being pleasant or unpleasant. You can express it by seeing fear or love. You can express it however you want. That's free will. But the idea that essence that exists around your physical body or within your physical body, however you choose to see it, that source is one. It's the same source. It's the same. Now, what will be the frequency for you? Oh, root chakra. Number 1, get those fears managed. Get the connection established. Exactly. Just like I was just sort of pontificating as I was shuffling the deck. It's the idea of getting grounded into these concepts first. Being an energy healer starts here. You need to get connected to the idea that we're all connected first, or else how the heck does this work, right? Otherwise you have a bunch of sort of like spiritual egos walking around thinking, no. This is me. Me. No. It's your connection to the source. It's only partially you. You know what I mean? It's the unique expression. Like, not everyone is into energy healing. Some people are into other things. So that's the unique expression. But I feel like Scorpio is going to need to ground themselves in this concept first, which is why you're getting the root chakra card. Let me read it to you. The frequency of root chakra, the red flower of life. It stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on the physical plane, both in our bodies as well in the physical world. So it's this idea of grounding into this reality, but also keeping in mind that you have a spiritual essence, which is the message you're getting from this card. And to sort of release any expectations of perfection as you do that, because energy it just is. It's not perfect or imperfect. It just is. It's the expression that can be perfect or imperfect. So release yourself of this idea that you have to be perfect before you can do any sort of energy healing. You just need to ground into this world and your spiritual essence, and to sort of do some discovery along that line, but to stay grounded, absolutely, to stay grounded. And seeing energy healing with the root chakra could also just be a message that some Scorpios listening need some energy healing on their root chakra. And that will be a theme for you that will enable you to remember your spiritual essence and to reclaim your innocence. Perhaps there's a lot of fear around grounding, and maybe there was some trauma in the innocence that needs energy healing so that you can ground now. Do you know what I mean? Now, let's see what's the animal spirit for Scorpio for the 1111 portal. Beaver spirit. Lay a solid foundation. Yes, lay a solid foundation. Get that root chakra grounded. Release the idea of perfection as you move forward by laying a solid foundation. And then I feel like energy healing will be in your path. You know what I mean? I feel like there's some some preparation that needs to happen for the Scorpios resonating with this. I feel like it's just a matter of tapping in. It's a tapping in sort of situation for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, let's see what the tarot cards say. 3 cards here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for you is that you're not really trusting your imagination. You're doubting the truth about your intuition. You're doubting what's coming in. You could be getting a lot of messages, but you're doubting them. See these 8 wands flying in the air. That's the truth about your abilities, the truth about your intuition, the truth about the messages that you're getting, about the connectivity that we all share, the truth of the spiritual essence. And I feel like you're dismissing it because it's in challenged position. It's in reverse. So you might not be really paying too much attention to what's happening and dismissing it and sort of saying, well, yeah, maybe one day kind of thing. But instead of sort of feeling that intuitive sort of imaginative change that's coming to you, you're imagining the worst. You're up at night worrying about the future instead of listening to your intuition. So you've got all these mental swords instead of these imaginative wands. And it's up to you. You have to make a choice. Which one's it going to be? Are you going to choose fear over love? Or are you going to choose love over fear? Are you going to choose imagination over worrying? Right? They're both a form of your imagination. I mean, I always think worrying is our way of praying for the worst outcome. Like if you sit around and worry about outcomes to the point where you're so like you're in fear, then you may inadvertently be bringing in the things that you dread the most, because the universe listens and supports you no matter what. It's a reflective universe. We are the universe. So if we believe that the worst is going to happen, then guess what? Guess what? And if we believe in the messages we get in our imagination and we act on them, then guess what? So we have to make a conscious choice using our intuition. That's what you're being guided to with this 2 of Wands, and to really work on your root chakra, sort of to help you with the fear. The fear is very much alive in you. Hi, Luz, in Scorpio. So it's time to sort of release that fear, but you've got to choose it. You've got to choose it. It's up to you. The universe is here and is coming in to offer you a hand, a collaborative, conscious collaboration here, but you've got to choose. Is it going to be fear or imagination? Is it going to be worry or the truth about what you really feel, right? It's going to be on YouTube, Luz. Don't worry. It's okay if you're late. Yeah. It's very interesting. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. But the writing's on the cards here. Energy healing, root chakra. Laying a strong foundation, releasing the idea of perfection, and remembering your spiritual essence. But it is a choice. It's completely up to you whether or not you sort of allow these wands to be your guiding light, as opposed to these swords where you're trapped. You're trapped in a prison here. And notice the red of this card. Notice how this card is very red. I've always interpreted the color of this card as being red because it involves a lot of fear at the root chakra level. I really feel that mentally you're feeling afraid. It's a mental fear that's taking over. It's anticipating the worst outcomes possible and really focusing on how bad it's going to be. And I'm telling you, that is a prayer that you're making. You're making a prayer when you do that. You are sending your intentions out to manifest something when you do that. And why not choose this instead? Why not choose this instead, right? Why choose the worst outcome instead of the best outcome? Maybe it will be better than you've ever imagined. It doesn't have to be this outcome. And if you have instinctual vibes that it will be this, then change it. Get out. Do something to change this. Make a choice to make this not an option anymore, and start focusing on gratitude rather than lack. I think that's a huge theme for all of us this year. All the signs need to sort of reevaluate their perspective. Is that, do you have the mindset of what's missing, or do you have the mindset of the abundance in front of you, right? It's two very different mindsets, and they have very different outcomes at the end. Okay, now, thank you so much for those messages for Scorpio. Now we're going to move into our final sign of the day, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, fire sign, last reading for our live 11/11 portal. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope the messages have resonated. The recording will be on YouTube this afternoon and on Instagram if it'll let me post it. We'll see. Okay, now for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what is the life purpose, soul path for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Oh, we got cards flying everywhere. Anything else? We got 2 cards out, I believe. Let's see if anything else. No, okay. All right, Sagittarius, we've got books and body work. Interesting. Your life purpose, a lot of people have gotten books. Your connection to your life purpose through your involvement with books, and your life purpose involves body work such as massage, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. Interesting. So perhaps you're reading more about how to connect with your body through various different methods. Perhaps you are interested in the physical body's energy. Perhaps you are reading diligently about how to impact your body through different methods, different methodologies. Maybe you've experienced some trauma to the body and you're looking in books to heal. How am I going to heal this? How can I help heal others? But I feel like gathering information is going to be important for you, Sagittarius. From the ashes, releasing outgrown ideas, look for new opportunities, challenges make you stronger, trust in a beneficial outcome, anticipate breakthroughs, and heal old stories. Beautiful, beautiful image. So this From the Ashes card is really making me feel like, again, that there was some sort of physical trauma, something that impacted your body, even energetically, if not physically, but something that impacted your body that was a challenge, and it requires healing, right? There's something here, Sag, something that affected you, and you will rise from the ashes, sort of looking for new opportunities and understanding that there was opportunity in that challenge all along, and that challenge maybe came into play so that you would create the opportunity for healing for yourself, which will be very powerful as you move into your year. Releasing outgrown ideas and looking for new opportunities. Yes. And trusting in a beneficial outcome. I was just saying that for Scorpio, but it applies here too. And to anticipate breakthroughs, not breakdowns, right? It's all about perspective, my friends. Okay, what is the frequency that Sag needs to tap into most? Earth. Number 24. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty in all aspects of Great Mother and revealing our ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. Okay, interesting. So somehow connecting to the Earth is going to be very, very healing for you, maybe through grounding, maybe through energy work, maybe through the idea that the Earth can heal you in itself. The idea of, connecting to nature by allowing the old stories and the stagnant energy to sort of be discharged into the earth. There's so many books you can read on grounding and earthing, it's called. Maybe that's what you're being guided towards here, is earthing, where you would spend some time in nature without, no barrier like shoes or anything between you and the earth, and to allow the earth, it can take it. The earth can take it. You can discharge any of that old stories. You can release your outgrown ideas. You can trust the earth will be able to help you heal. And I feel like you might be connecting to that as a source of healing, and maybe you're reading about it, but you're looking at healing the body using the earth to heal the body. Interesting. Okay, so let's see what's the animal spirit here for Sagittarius. Is the hummingbird spirit. Be here now. Stay in the present moment. Don't worry about the future. Don't think about the past. There's old stories that need to heal. And you're being encouraged to stay in the present. Be here now. And the hummingbird always reminds me of breakthroughs. When I see hummingbirds in nature, I always feel like Spirit is guiding me towards something, and that they're there, you know, that I'm not imagining it, you know what I mean? And that, yeah, there's an opportunity. You're being sort of guided towards an opportunity, but it might feel like a challenge initially. And that I feel like the earth will be how you heal. You're going to be using Mother Earth to heal you. And maybe you're reading about that right now. You know, maybe you're reading about ways to ground into earth and to sort of reconnect with earth to heal yourself. But I feel like there was something that challenged you. Something that challenged you that needs healing, and you're seeking out that healing right now. You're seeking it out. Okay, 3 cards for Sag. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So yeah, I feel like you were very vulnerable and you got hurt. Something was not in alignment. Something took advantage. Something felt like a betrayal. It was a very strong challenge in your life. And so it probably feels very difficult for you to see an opportunity in this. But I feel like once this story is healed, once you have healed your body and you have connected to the earth to do that in the present moment by being conscious, I feel like you're going to release any previous outgrown ideas. The certainty that you held from a trauma perspective will be released. The mental trauma will be released, and you will seek virtue out through your interactions, through your communication. You will seek out without judgment. You will seek it out. When the Justice card is upright, that makes me feel that you are weighing things out to make a judgment, to say good or bad. When the Justice card is in reverse, for me, I always see it as you don't see anything as good or bad, but you can understand the perspective of all things. You can see the opportunities in challenge, and you can see the challenge in opportunities, but you observe without judgment. That's how I see the Justice card in reverse, and it is number 11, by the way. The Justice card, number 11. So again, focusing on our 1111, I feel like you're being guided towards observing without judgment or evaluation, and that in order to get there, it's going to involve some healing from something that took advantage, something that was not aligned, something that wasn't harmonious, but it led to a beneficial outcome because it's going to teach you so much if you stick with it, if you stay here now instead of trying to sort of escape how it feels by being present with it. I feel you will rise from the ashes, just like this oracle card suggests. Look at that. Beautiful imagery. Again, this is the Autumn Sky Oracle deck. Very, very interesting, Sagittarius. This difficult chapter, you will start to see the opportunity. You will start to see the purpose, and you will heal. You will heal. Wow. Okay. Well, my friends, that concludes our live reading for the 1111 activation portal, which is happening today until next November 11th. So we have 1 year where we will have this energy, and I hope that the messages have been of service for you and have resonated. If you wish to have a personal reading, you can always contact me by email or on Instagram, or you can contact me by checking out my YouTube channel as well. All my information is also on YouTube. And I just want to extend my gratitude to all of you for being with me today as I go through this reading. And it will be on Instagram, hopefully, if it lets me. And it will definitely be on YouTube later. If you missed the live, you can catch the recording. Okay, my friends, sending you lots of love and light and wishing you all the blessings for this portal 1 year period that we are entering into today. Okay, have a wonderful day, my friends. Thank you so much. We'll see you again.